All right. United interested in Michael Olise, a player that is really good, left-footed, but plays on the right attacking side of the midfield for the side of Crystal Palace, and is going to hit to put in a lot of numbers. And it's not only United that are really chasing in for him. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you watching us from? I'm sorry for the first video, guys. It had no sound. I don't know how it really went ahead because the recording had sound, but I don't know how it really came in through, and obviously went to that level. But all I can tell you is we are back to re-record the video and bring you this story. So smash the like button, comment and share if you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. He's a player who is really on fire, 22 years of age, and he's English in there for you, and he's really doing lots of efforts to really make himself better. Then we're also gonna talk about one player that is none other than we're also going to talk about the other player that is none other than Amad Diallo, and what he had to say about his injury status and who was there for him when he came in through, and who has been there for him when he really got an injury during the preseason of United in the USA. So let's get there and really get going as far as that is concerned. And this is none other than Rokan David onto the United Matters channel. And we start it off with this story. We thank God for the gift of life. It's the 4th of January, and hope you guys are really ready to see to it that we take it to the levels where it deserves to be. Now, we start it off with Ninza Kinsella. He is a football correspondent for the Standard Sport. He has told us that Man United are interested in making Palace winger Mike Olise one of the first signings of the Sir Jim Ratcliffe era at Old Trafford. A move for Olise has been ruled out in the January transfer window, but Man United have identified the 22-year-old as a transfer target ahead of the planned overhaul of their squad. Now, when you look at the planned overhaul of Man United's squad, I know it's really going to take a lot of time. And trust me, I'm not opposing Ninza Kinsella, but I have something in me that tells me this is not yet looked at and not yet decided. You get? But when we go to the player that is Olise, he's a very good midfielder. I think if at all he has been brought in at the club of Man United, he will add a lot to the club of Manchester United as far as our attacking prowess is really concerned, especially onto that right attacking side of the midfield. I've always told you that the moment a team like Man United doesn't have what we call a delivery coming in from two fronts, for example, from the left wing and the right wing, it will be hard for us to create chances. That's why you saw to it that our number 9, that is Rasmus Højlund, is one of the least supplied forwards in the Premier League. By the way, he's 19th. You know, it shows you how worse we are when it comes to creating chances. But what does it show? It shows that our wide forwards are not doing the job they're supposed to be doing, and our midfield doesn't really look up to what we're looking up to. So when you look at Olise, he's good. He's good, and I think he'll be a very good addition to the club of Manchester United. And you know it well when United is going in for English players, you know, and it might be one of those signings they are making to obviously replace Jadon Sancho, because Jadon Sancho is English. And the main reason as to why Man United really went ahead to buy Jadon Sancho was because Sancho was considered to be a right winger. But when Sancho came into the club of Man United, I first heard Eric Ten Hag talk about it. I said maybe Ten Hag is lying, that Jadon Sancho wanted to play as a left attacking midfielder or a left forward. Then this other guy, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, former at Man United, when he came out and we talked about Jadon Sancho, he also went ahead and obviously say the same thing, that Jadon Sancho wanted to be, hear me out, wanted to be played on the left, not onto the right. So it shows you exactly how a lot was really not happening for the club of Manchester United. Sorry, for Sancho, the club of Man United, and shows you that they've gone ahead to give up. And I think if Sancho goes ahead to obviously get some good season at Borussia Dortmund. A team can get us like 50 million pounds, and I think at 50 million pounds you can go and get Olise. That is it. You can get Olise and bring him at the club of Manchester United. Maybe he's a replacement, but the big question is, what of Amad Diallo? When you look at how Amad Diallo went ahead and obviously came in and gave us a cameo against Nottingham Forest, you really ask yourself, why would we go in for an Olise, yet you are having Amad Diallo and other players that can really get us going? So I think it's pretty tricky, because even Anthony, when he has been on his best this season, though he hasn't gone ahead to score goals in his last 6 games, I think 6-7 games, the only worst game he played was against Nottingham Forest. The rest of the games were really doing well for him, and he really had a lot to offer for the club of Manchester United. And I know with Amad Diallo coming in through, Anthony is going to step up, because you saw to it that ever since he made his return when you're playing against Galatasaray, that game that ended 3-3, he has been putting in an effort, because he knew to it that there was a competitor. You know, United has always had a problem that we've not had a player with a left foot that competes with Anthony. Rashford has been primarily or secondarily played on the right. Garnacho has been there. Facundo Peleso has been played there, and Sancho maybe. But this time round, we've gotten a left-footed player that gives the team balance that Erik ten Hag really loves, and that is none other than Amad Diallo. And trust me, that acted as a wake-up call when he saw Amad Diallo coming in through, because he was seeing him in training and he knew exactly what Amad Diallo would offer. And Amad Diallo would offer more than him in training. And what Anthony did was to do exactly what Amad Diallo was doing. That's why you saw to it that selfishness has increasingly ended on the side of Anthony. He's no longer selfish as he used to be. He gets that ball, knocks it around as supposed to knock, and it's really, 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 really very, 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 very important to note that he has been really giving out chances. I saw him release Garnacho twice. Against which side? I think we are playing against West Ham, and Garnacho missed out on those 2 sitters. Then he also went ahead and really put in a very beautiful cross there. I remember the 3rd goal we scored away at Galatasaray. It was Anthony who engineered the move, made a run from our half, sprinted, released Scott McTominay. I think he released who? There is a player he released, and then I think he's the one who gave Scott McTominay that assist, and Scott McTominay scored that 3rd goal against Galatasaray. Then in the game of Liverpool, if you remember that chance, that chance that Rasmus Højlund gets, it's Anthony that sprints into the right inside tunnels, then finds Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay goes in for one touch to release Højlund, and Højlund first the goalkeeper is called who? Alisson Becker, and he misses out. That is it. So I would love to let you know that Anthony has been becoming good, and if you look through his stats for the previous 7 games, he was doing really great compared to how he was performing last season. Last season he scored goals, but he was too selfish. This season he has gone ahead to somersault into a different kind of player who is really unselfish. But when you look at how Amad Diallo has gone ahead to put in a shift, it really makes you think that we are going to get competition. That competition is going to get us results. Even Garnacho, you saw how Garnacho played on the right side of the attacking midfield when you're beating Aston Villa by 3-2. He put in a lot of effort, and I think the illness that Rasmus Højlund went ahead to get when you're playing against Nottingham Forest affected our attack, because Erik ten Hag was ready to employ the same front 3, because the entire front 3 went ahead to get goals and assists. Garnacho had 2 goals, Rasmus Højlund had 1, and Rashford had an assist. And to me, it was his best game he has gone ahead to play. And Rashford went ahead to obviously score a goal when you're playing against Nottingham Forest, meaning that in 2 previous games, he has an assist and a goal, and you wait how he's going to perform on Monday when you're playing against Wigan in there for you. So, for the side of Man United, I think it's still tricky. However much I really value Olise, but I think it's really one of those moments that it's going to take a long time to decide, because we're having 5 months to go to end this season. What if Anthony and Amad Diallo are on fire? Trust me, United will say, we aren't really going in for Olise because Olise is not a multi-dimensional player. If he was a multi-dimensional player that he can play on the right, left, centrally, would have gone ahead to say, all right, we have to get him in because of his dynamism. But dynamism and Olise don't move in the same path. But also remember that Olise is being tracked by different teams. He's being tracked by different teams. Man City, they see him as a replacement for Riyad Mahrez. Chelsea want him, and for Chelsea they have a special contract with Crystal Palace because this is a Chelsea academy graduate, So Chelsea also wanted to really sign him. They put in a bid before they went in for Carl Palmer, and it was rejected by Crystal Palace, and the boy went ahead to renew a new contract, to renew his contract at Manchester at Crystal Palace. Then Liverpool is also eyeing this player. Then there is Arsenal also eyeing this player. They want him to come in through and obviously put in effort to really compete with Bukayo Saka. So all those teams are at play to get this guy. Can United win this? I guarantee you, if you're having Paul Mitchell, John Cloud, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and others, the Ineos team, now we can convince any player to come in through because these people have gotten the expertism to really operate in at that level. So that is it about Olise, but I don't think even in the summer it's really gonna be easy for us to get him in. It's really gonna be hard because of what I'm gonna hate to really throw at your face. Then let's go to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo has something to say. He says, Paul Pogba helped me a lot after joining Man United. Eric Bay, everyone. Bruno Fernandes, because he speaks Italian. Cavani, everyone helped me a lot. Bruno also sent me a lot of messages when on loan at Sunderland. So Paul Pogba, he knew Italian. That's why it was easy for him to obviously talk to Amad Diallo. And Eric Bay coming in from Ivory Coast, same country, meaning they could share the same language. And Bruno Fernandes used to speak Italian, and Cavani, because Amad Diallo was playing for Atalanta, that's where I went ahead to get him from Atalanta. That is this guy for you. And for Bruno Fernandes, he went ahead to do the captain role at Sunderland by sending him messages to obviously tell him that you're on fire, don't really stop. And if at all you look at what he went ahead to obviously put up at Sunderland, it was really magnificent. 3 assists and 14 goals a season. That was really great. And if it wasn't the injury he got when we were in America, he would have been one of the most integral members of the squad of Man United, especially by playing as a right attacking midfielder. I know we missed him out on a lot, and I told you that when he returns, you're going to see a lot from him that he offers. And with just the cameo he had, when you're playing against the side called Nottingham, I'm just excited to see how he features against Wigan Athletic on Monday next week. Then he also added and said, my program was to come in every morning to have treatment, and after that to go to the gym to make the work on my upper body and legs. That's what my plan was for when I was injured. Lisandro Martinez helped me a lot because he was also injured. So even Lisandro Martinez played a very big part into the recovery of Amad Diallo, and he has gone ahead to give his flowers to Bruno Fernandes and Lisandro Martinez because they went ahead to put up a lot of work and support to see to it that he gets where he is as a player. So guys, your thoughts on United interested in Michael Olise are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Amad Diallo and his return at the club of Manchester United? Do you think United will stay with Anthony, Amad, and Olise? All that and more into the comment section below. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. We out.